Hi, this is Terry Healy bringing you some extraordinary transformation. Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to WVLP at 103.1 FM, also live streaming at WVLP.org. Today's show is brought to you by Ryan Eberhardt from Diamond Residential Mortgage. Diamond Residential is a wonderful company. Ryan Eberhardt is a fantastic loan professional. He truly cares about his clients, he cares about their families, and he cares about their pocketbooks. His office is conveniently located on Route 30 in Valparaiso. He's at 350 Northland Drive, and his direct phone line is area code 219-707-8429. Thank you, Ryan, for supporting community radio and supporting my show. Thank you, everybody who's tuning in today. I have the opportunity and the privilege to interview a gentleman that I happened upon probably about 4 years ago, I'm thinking now. It's been quite a long time, but I have the opportunity here to interview Dr. Dharla, and he is the owner of Health Diagnostics of Northwest Indiana. We're currently in his Highland location, and he's got a few other facilities that accommodate the services that he provides. Before I welcome and start the conversation rolling, I just kind of want to share how you crossed my radar. I'm self-employed, as everybody knows, and I was at an event that was focused in on self-employed people, and you had like a booth there, and your staff were talking about how unconsciously high expenses have become for getting lab testing and other things of that nature, and how you were offering a discounted service. And I could tell when I met your staff at that event that there was a real genuineness to it. It was the real thing. So, one second here, get my recording started again. So, when you feel that, when you know that it's a real thing, then that kind of draws you in. And so that's kind of how I happened upon the facility, because I was paying for health insurance that didn't cover testing and things along that nature. So from there, I'm going to let you go ahead and start the conversation. So can you kind of tell our listening audience what exactly your facility is doing and what your intention is?
Yeah, seeing the market where, as you said, the cost of lab work is exorbitant, and a lot of people cannot afford it. I felt for those people, and that's why I tried to find a way to do this. And on researching, I came to know that I can do all these things at a cheaper price, and that is why I decided to go ahead and do this.
How long ago did you start this venture?
Actually, June 1st would be exactly 10 years.
Oh, wow. So it has been a while.
Yes.
Okay. Have you always been in this facility that we're...
No, first 5 years we were quite close to community hospital.
Okay.
And then we outgrew that space. It was too small for us.
Well, there are worse problems to have than that, right?
So that's why we moved to this location, and since then we've been here.
Yeah.
We are quite happy with this location. We've got a lot of space to work around.
Right.
We have enough parking area and easy access on route this Indianapolis Boulevard.
Yeah, and this is right off the expressway. This is really conveniently located.
Yes,
So,
and close to Illinois too.
yeah, you know what? I didn't think about that.
Yes, we get a lot of patients from Illinois also.
I'm sure you do. I mean, I can't. I know rising healthcare costs, et cetera, and things like that. I mean, that was happening 10 years ago.
It's always been there.
Okay, and maybe it just didn't hit us until we were.
Actually, it's getting worse these days, I think.
You know what? I agree that it is. It's like so many loopholes, so many catches, like ways that they don't cover.
Exactly. We got a lot of people complaining that they went through their insurance, the insurance didn't cover. They got very big bills, and they almost got heart attacks.
Yeah.
The joke is if the disease didn't kill them, the bill would.
Right. Exactly. And one of the loopholes, since we're kind of in this conversation, is if it's getting like a routine testing, but you already had an issue prior. So that was one of the things that I happened upon a few years ago, where my insurance said, well, we'll cover you, for routine exams of things. And I went in and I had a procedure done, and they said, well, because you had that procedure done 4 years ago and there was this issue with it, it's no longer diagnostic. There's already been a diagnosis. So then and you're right, I just sobbed when I got the bill. It was over $2,000 that I had to cover. But so I know that what's wonderful is that you're not just here to serve people that are uninsured or self-employed or things like that. I mean, you're kind of here for anybody and everybody.
Anybody.
Yeah.
And the option is theirs. They can come and choose to whatever. If they know what they want, they can come and ask us for those tests.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, And so it's not just blood work that you're doing. When I stopped in last time,
Yes, we do EKGs, we do pulmonary function testing, and blood means body fluids like urine and so on and so forth.
right.
Yeah.
So EKGs.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice to know too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the reason I want to tell you something else is they have access to internet.
Yeah.
They read a lot of things, and they always suggest you need to know your numbers.
Yeah.
Say vitamin D or cholesterol levels, those kinds of things. Now, if they just go and ask their doctor, he's not going to write a prescription because the patient asked.
Oh.
So whereas here, because they want to take care of their health,
Yes.
they want to be proactive.
Right.
And if there's a place, because you go to any other place, they're going to say, no, we want a prescription.
Right.
So,
oh my goodness.
Yes. And so they have to go and pay a visit to a doctor, pay their fees.
Right.
This cuts out all that. I mean, we don't treat anybody, so we send them back. If a doctor sends them, that's fine.
Yeah.
If they find something abnormal, then also we direct them to go and see their own doctor.
Right. Well, and but wow, that's kind of interesting to know.
Yes.
That's interesting. So think about, that hits me personally, actually, which is why it's kind of
because a lot of people nowadays just go on the internet
Right.
and they try to find out what could be wrong with them.
Sure.
Of course, I do tell them you can have a medical student syndrome, whereas when you read something, you might find that you have everything.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't go. You should draw a line somewhere.
Right.
But at least to get some basic things to know where they stand.
Yes.
Get their CBCs to know that they're not anemic or they don't have some great disease.
Right.
Just to have an idea of where they stand as far as wellness is concerned, it's suggested that they can come and have these tests. And if something is wrong, yes, go to your doctor.
Right.
And
But otherwise, then maybe once a year, we're supposed
once
to
a
go
year, if there's something wrong, they can follow up and repeat it in 6 months or 3 months, depending on what it is.
Right.
There are so many silent killers, so many diseases, like, say, diabetes. They would never know that they had diabetes unless, some don't have to have symptoms.
Sure.
And like that, if you have high cholesterol, you would not know until you get a heart attack.
Right.
So you want to know your numbers.
Wow.
And then nowadays, vitamin D has a lot of importance. So people, if they want to go into vitamin D, unless the doctor feels it's needed, they won't. And many times insurance, even Medicare, does not cover it.
Right.
So at least they have the option to come and say, okay, I want this. My doctor told me this, but my insurance doesn't cover. May I have it here? So we said, yes, go ahead.
Right.
So like that.
Well, and that's that's really good to know that you'll do the testing without the doctor's prescription.
Yes. It is open nowadays. People do online also.
Right.
They go online and register with some companies, and then they tell them to go to a certain lab and get it drawn.
Gotcha.
So there's no requirement for a prescription for some of these things.
Right.
So it's coming to a stage where they're going to say, you sit and print your symptoms and whatever you have, and the computer's going to pop up with a diagnosis
Right.
and probably a treatment in due course. I don't know.
But call your prescription to Walgreens for you.
Yeah. So he's coming to that, it looks.
Well, and it's almost like the internet is dangerous because people self-diagnose that way.
I think sometimes you're going too far.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be allowed that way, but at least just to be proactive about health is not a bad thing.
No, and that's it's funny. It's like as a self-employed person, it's like, why would I spend $200 to go see the doctor just to get the order to get my blood work done? I might as well just come in and do it. And I know that, like, for part of the conversation too of just kind of handling everybody. So I'll share with the listening audience that my son, who is diabetic, went for his regular labs, his regular blood work and stuff, and went to a local hospital in Porter County, and the bill was over $1,200.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then they discounted him a little bit because of his income. So we got it down to just under $900. And we will be paying on that for 3 years to get blood work done.
The other thing with us is whatever you pay is final.
Yeah. Right.
So there are no surprise bills that you can expect from us. Whereas you go to the hospital or go to some other lab, in addition to what bill they sent you, they're going to say, physicians, pathologist fees, this fee, that fee.
Right.
You get so many other things, and many of them are out of network, so your insurance doesn't cover it. So it is an additional burden.
Right, even if it's in network, so now it's time for my son to get blood work again.
Yeah.
So I thought about you guys. Now he's in Porter County, and so I called and I looked at the differences. So the lab work that would have been $1,200 or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Now when I bring him in on Monday morning to the Porter County facility, it will cost $160. and your staff was kind enough to say, we will bill as insurance, and you'll do that for a $30 fee. Go ahead and check with the insurance. And of course, all this is subject to deductible, so there's no coverage
Yeah.
anyway. So, oh my goodness. Wow. I mean, you look at, for a 28-year-old man, a $1,200 bill versus a $160 bill is night and day.
Exactly.
$1,200 is like
Yeah.
we had talked about 2
because
weeks of working.
that $1,200 is somebody's salary for 2 weeks.
Right.
If somebody's expected, some of those people are expected to pay the whole amount what they get towards all these medical bills,
Yes.
how are they going to survive? How are they going to feed their families? How are they going to survive?
Right.
So it is ridiculous to have such high cost.
Well,
And that's why I did not become a doctor to make money. I've always, from the day I became a doctor long, long ago, okay, I decided that money should not come in the way.
No.
Yes, we do need money to pay for the labs and our services too, but we don't. It doesn't have to be so exorbitant.
Right.
We don't have to live in ivory towers at your expense.
Right.
We don't have to be driving posh cars at your expense.
Right.
You see?
Yeah, I do.
We just need some vehicle to take us from point A to point B. We need a little roof over our head and simple clothes to wear. We don't need all those, brand name clothes and brand name cars and brand name gadgets.
And houses with more bathrooms than you can
Yeah.
clean. Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
need simple. My policy has been simple living and high thinking. That's it.
Oh, there you go. I like that. I like
Yes.
that. That's a good mantra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a rare one.
Yeah.
I don't think people in lots of industries feel that way, or they come from that place.
And I always believe service to man is service to God.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in making big scenes, going and praying this temple or church or this, that, the other.
Yeah.
You're in front of me. God is in you also. So if I have to help you, I'll do my best.
Yeah.
That's been my motto also.
I like that. I like that. Those are good
Exactly.
things.
Yes.
So to share with people that, because my listening audience is not just in Lake County, it covers Illinois and Porter and LaPorte as well. But what I found for my son, just to let folks know, is there are a couple of facilities you have out in Porter County that cooperate with your organization. So they open the doors, and it's a walk-in policy every first and third day of, depending on the facility, which day of the week it is. So the one that's in Valparaiso is right in South Haven, right?
Right,
About 6.
yeah. And then we also go to Mission City.
Michigan
It's
City.
close by for those of you who are
Nice.
in Porter County.
Yeah, very nice to know.
Mission City and Valparaiso are two locations we go to.
Right.
Oh, and Chesterton too.
Oh, that's
We
right.
go to
that
Chesterton
was.
also. We go to Chesterton on the first and second and fourth Saturdays of the month.
Right. And the one that's in Porter County is on Mondays. So
Yeah.
very close to him. It's like 2 minutes away.
Yeah. That one we come on the first and third Monday of the month.
Yeah.
That is Matron Health, it's called.
Yeah. So this is all online. This is all
Yes,
on
it's
your
online. It's
website.
on our website.
Yeah. What's your web address?
Health Diagnostics of NWI.
Okay. .com?
No, .com.
.com. Gotcha. So take a peek in there, because it's nice that you offer different facilities and different
And
days and that
all
sort
the
of a thing.
timings and everything is on the website.
Right.
Timings, location address, everything.
The,
And should they have any problem, they're always welcome to call our office.
Right. Yeah, very friendly staff here, actually, very accommodating. Every time I called in the times that I've used you, and then trying to get my son to get him taken care of as well. But talk about a difference. I mean, that the basic service on your rate card is like, I think, a standard lipid panel, sorry.
No, the HD profile.
HD
It
profile.
includes the CMP, the CBC, and the lipid.
Okay.
All three of these tests together, which normally would cost you about $820 in the hospitals around the area, or average, that's an average price. We just charge $45 for that.
It's incredible. It just makes you think of, because you're obviously, with the monies that you're collecting, supporting yourself, running a facility,
barely,
guys, you have
barely.
staff that you're.
We're barely making it, but we're able to survive. It depends on numbers. The more people we get and we offer that kind of price, we can still survive.
Right.
And there's no reason for us not to have big numbers, because people come. They like what we do.
Right.
And,
Well, part of it is just
I
getting
also
the
emphasize
word
one
out.
more thing. Just because we are giving you low cost, I'm making sure we do not compromise on quality. The labs that I use are all top-notch, labs. Accredited by the United States, all over the country. And actually, the main lab that I use is also the one that Northwestern Memorial University or hospital uses.
Nice.
So they're not cheap, or not some garage lab or something.
It's in somebody's basement.
Somebody's basement or something in the garage.
All right.
These are all very established labs.
Yeah.
and we have very good customer service from them. And our turnaround times, which another important thing there is that you get results for most of the tests on the very next day.
Wow.
Very next day for most of the tests. And there are certain rarer tests that are done only once or twice in a week, or sometimes once in 2 weeks. Only such tests may take a little longer, but we do tell the patient ahead of time. And things like cultures take 48 to 72 hours, so such things do take longer than 24 hours. Otherwise, most of the times you get it, turnaround time is within 24 hours. And there's another big plus I want to let you know. Unlike other places, which I know that nobody does this, we inform the patient if they have a critical value even in the middle of the night.
Wow.
The lab calls me and notifies me that somebody's levels are critical.
Yeah.
And they need to be notified. And no matter what time, what day or night it is, I call them and ask them to go and call their doctor or go to the hospital ER or go to any ER nearby.
Wow.
But they have to go because it is critical. And a lot of lives have been saved like this.
Sure.
And patients have really appreciated it. And since then, they have become my regular customers.
Sure.
And not only that, they send others too.
Yes, because they tell everybody they know.
Oh, yes. They said, oh my God, if you guys didn't call us, we don't know what would have happened.
Right. Right.
So, and that's primarily, so I'm on the call 24/7, unpaid. Yes, because,
Wow.
yeah, middle of the night, or sometimes I'm in a party, sometimes something, I got a call. Oh, this so-and-so has got this. I immediately call them.
That's amazing.
Yes. Very recently, we had some people who are very, very anemic. And they would not have known but for the thing that the lab called me and I called them.
Right.
There were people who had very high sugar levels, never knew they were diabetics.
Right.
And this happened to a gentleman just around Thanksgiving 2 years ago. And when I called him and asked him if he was a diabetic, he said, no. I said, why? He asked me why. I said, your sugar level is 450. He said, oh, it never happened that way. I said, well, this is it. So then right away he thanked me, and then he got in touch with the doctors. And then he met me in the parking lot a few days ago, and he looked different. He lost a lot of weight.
Sure.
And I forgot who he was. And he said, I just was thinking about you, and somehow you're in front of me. This is what he said. And I said, I haven't forgotten you, but I say I don't remember the names of the people. I only remember the instance.
Oh, right. The
Because
diagnosis, yeah.
Our learning is that what you do for anybody is just like a favor.
Yeah.
And you do not hold it against them like, oh, you owe me one because I saved your life. No. I did something. If it helped him, it's good. I'll never do something to harm somebody.
No.
So that's it. I forget after it. After that, I forget it.
Right.
I remember the instance, but I forget the person. I forget everything else.
Wow. Wow. That's funny. And I don't remember names either.
Yeah, that's a difficult thing to do. At the same time, why do you need to know it? If you,
Right.
after all, you saved the guy's life, or at least you sent him to the right place.
Right.
After that, it's all up to God.
Right. Yeah. And your job is done.
That's all.
Yeah. What you were supposed to
I
do.
can go
is
and sleep in peace because I've not, been slacking in any way.
done.
And that sleep is very important.
Yeah. Exactly.
Going
exactly.
home to bed and sleeping without any fear of anything is what is most important to me.
I love that you take that extra step
Yes.
to.
Because if you
notify.
just think about it, if the patient goes to some other doctor's office
Yes.
and it's a weekend or long weekend,
Yeah.
whom are they going to call?
Right.
They'll keep
right.
calling the number. Sometimes the answering service may connect them or may not connect them.
Probably not. Anymore, I don't even find doctors that have services.
And the other thing that we come across a lot is when we send results to the patient and to the doctor.
Yes, you do. And I was going to bring that up because
Yes.
I really appreciated that when I
Yes,
went
and
through
what's happened is many times the doctor's secretaries do not file it. So till they go and have an appointment, say maybe
Yes.
3 months or 6 months from then,
Yep.
the doctor may not have seen the results.
Right.
In some responsible offices, yes, the secretary notifies the doctor that this is high, that is there, and whatnot. Sometimes the doctor is very interested in the patient. He may want to go through it ahead of time, and then things are taken care of in time. But more often than not, it is that nobody knows what the results were. The patient does not even know if the doctor got a chance to see the results.
Right.
And there have been instances where the secretary's laser put in the file, and not kidding, this happened, and they kept throwing the things behind some cupboard.
Oh.
And one time there was a very important case where we do PTINR
Yeah.
for people who are blood thinners. And the doctor was trying to get mad at us because he thought it's been 10 days and I didn't get the result.
And it's been in the file.
And not only that, I send it electronically. So I have electronic proof of time and date on which it was sent.
Nice, nice.
So yeah, I know these things are going to happen. So I have that on record. Everything's in the computer.
Wow.
So I took a printout and went to his office personally and showed him that this was sent to you on this particular day, which was the very next day. And he went to the secretary put a head down.
Yeah. Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there are a lot of irresponsible people in the industry. So I can't take chances for their flaws.
Right.
From my side, I have to be thorough, perfect, as far as possible.
You just wonder, like, how I know you've impacted hundreds of lives,
Yes,
if not
of course,
thousands
of
of
course.
lives.
You can
by
see
this
our
point.
files there.
Yeah.
The
Well,
rooms
yeah.
are-
There you go. But just how many lives you've actually saved? I'm curious.
I mean,
We'll never know.
Yes, we can never know.
Yeah.
We can never know because there are times, and it has happened. Okay, for example, people have come, and they said, okay, do these tests and all, and of course we always inform them.
Yeah.
But there have been times when they came and had these tests, and it was abnormal. They took it to the doctor and all. Many times, for example, at least 3 or 4 times, we've had people with elevated PSAs, which were cancerous. One was even a 41-year-old guy.
Wow.
And after 3 months, they came to me and said, I came to thank you. I said, what happened? You did that thing and the PSA was so high, we went to our doctor. And the doctor said it was this, and we had to do surgery. And he said, you came in the nick of time. I said, I did nothing special. It was,
Yeah.
a Lord above who sent you somehow to me.
It's
And
divine intervention.
Divine intervention, and that's all it is. But anyhow, it has saved so many lives because of this offer.
Yeah.
And that person really told me, if you did not have this offer, I would not have come. And actually, he wrote an article in the paper in South Haven.
Yes, yes.
And he said the heading was the price was right.
Yeah.
So the reason was, he said he wouldn't have had the PSA test if it was not so cheap.
And isn't that amazing? And that's
Yes.
what he wouldn't probably
And
be here.
as I said, I don't remember the names, but I know the instance.
Right.
And I had a few others also, who even brought me the pictures taken on the surgery table, that the cancer was like this. And again, the numbers were high. We notified him, and he went to the doctor, and it got done. So sometimes it's not that directly, it's indirectly also that we save so many lives.
Right, right.
But because the offer is not, it's because the price is right, like they said, people come forward. If the price is exorbitant, it's just like this. If you wanted to go and buy a car which is $1 million or $100,000, you're not going to go and get that because you can't afford it, right?
Right.
But if you want something to take you from point A to point B and dependable, you might go for something that's $20,000, which is much within the reach of a lot of people.
Well, versus buying a car or owning a car that you would die on the road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why, for anything, whether it be clothes or whether it be lab work or anything, I get a lot of complaints from people. Oh, that doctor's fees. Nowadays it's not there so much. Before there was.
Yeah.
They used to charge $300 and they hardly spend 2 minutes with the patient.
Right.
And they'll say we can't afford that kind of thing. So can you find me a doctor who can take we don't have insurance. How much? I said, there are doctors who are taking $50, $75. You can find those kind of doctors too.
Are they?
They're good.
They're good.
They're good.
Yeah.
There are some many doctors are really good.
Yeah.
Everyone has come to this profession mainly with the intention to help people. But sometimes the cost that they had, their lifestyle or whatever, families or whatever responses they may have is different, so they may have to charge more. Or even sometimes it's not them, it's a standard fees fixed by the insurance companies.
Or the organization they work under, their umbrella.
So it's not them.
Yeah.
Most of the doctors actually came to this profession. Exceptions can always be there.
Sure.
Most of the doctors have really come to help community people. Yeah, wherever they are. So I don't think I've encountered anyone recently who's just there for the money or something like that.
See, I never thought of it like that. I always thought you're wired differently than I am. Obviously, cognitively, you have different skill set than I.
No, it can be.
So it leads you.
Maybe I'm a crazy guy.
No, we're wired the same that way. Yeah, so I was just thinking, you'd be a doctor or lawyer because you're that smart.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I know, when I'd found you, it was to get, general blood work done. But then, I think a year later, I was misdiagnosed with something. And didn't believe it, and I thought, and I remembered you, and I thought, I'm going to come in and just have a lab work done just to double check, and it was misdiagnosed.
Yeah.
Because all that time I'd been walking around thinking
Yeah,
I had a
it
condition that I
happens, it
truly didn't have.
happens.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just even if you just wanted to double check, I mean that's a great thing to do. But how do we get the word out? How do we let people know aside from what we're doing today? To kind of expose.
My biggest advertisement, I spent a lot of money on paper advertisements and so on.
Yeah.
Nothing worked.
Yes.
And the only thing that seems to work and which has the most value is word of mouth.
Yeah.
People who have had good experience, almost everybody whom I know has had a good experience.
Right.
If at all somebody's unhappy, he might be because he got a bill from the insurance company, which is not our fault.
Right.
Other than that, we have all happy customers.
Yeah.
And I feel comfortable with what I'm doing.
Oh, without, yeah.
And
Yeah.
the number of accolades I keep getting, the number of people who come and keep spreading the word. Now, even this morning, I had a new person. The moment he saw all this, he said, "Give me a bundle. I got to give a lot of my folks."
Yes.
So he took a lot of, and this happens every day.
Right.
When people come, even if they're new, sometimes there are some people who come in, walk in, snatch those cards, and go because they want to help somebody else.
Right.
Again, it's the word help. They want to help others.
Right.
Because they know that somebody XYZ may not have enough money, or they don't have proper job, and they're not very well off, or they don't have a proper health care coverage, and they want to take care of themselves, or these people want them to take care of themselves. They may be a friend, relative, uncle, aunt, grandfather, grandmother, whoever it is.
And they may be avoiding it because of cost.
Yes.
But, and just, to kind of let everybody know, this isn't just if you're struggling financially, even if you're not, if you're living.
No, I have a lot of people,
Yeah.
well-to-do people.
Why would you
A lot of
give all this
physicians,
money
nurses, they all come
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, why
And
not?
I have a lot of lawyers who come here too.
Right.
And they said, "Oh, ever since I heard about this," and they are regular customers.
Right.
They come and they get their things done, and they're very happy.
Right.
And I'm a member of the Munster Chamber of Commerce. Most of the people I meet are all independent
Affluent.
business owners.
Sure.
So I can say 55 to 60% of those people have all come to me.
Right.
And there are times, we encounter new people, we meet them, we interact with them. And I remember one gentleman, again, he happens to be a lawyer. He said, "I'm so glad I met you because my wife has to have this blood test every month. Wow. And we are paying a lot of money going to the hospitals."
Sure.
And since then, she has been a regular customer.
Wow.
Yeah.
My heart goes out for whatever is going on.
No,
for her
that's why. And it gives me
she's
great
not
pleasure
that.
because we have, So that way.
Well, we've got to get the word out. I mean, and so anyone listening, kind of keep your eye open or your ear to the ground of things that that doctor might be able to have his staff or come and staff.
No,
and
they're
and
always
spread.
free to call us. Our office number is 219-836-5799. If they have any questions, they want prices, and anything of that kind, they can come and call us.
Yeah, it
And
was
the
really
girls will be
nice.
very, prompt in giving them. You see, one more thing: when you call a hospital or a lab, or you call an insurance company, they will never give you a price.
No, right.
And we have nothing to hide. We give them, we are absolutely transparent. We give them these cards. We give them the price, and they're all computerized.
So if you get your order from the doctor's office, like with my son, I just called in and I told the girl, this is what it says, these are the codes, and I know exactly what he's walking into on Monday morning.
Exactly.
I know the bill. And then she said, call the insurance company, see if there's coverage, and if it's
yes.
worth paying $30 to have that claim processed.
exactly.
Or not, and it wasn't, and there we go. So there's
Yeah.
$30
Exactly.
saved for
So
him
we are
as
absolutely
well,
upfront
so-
about everything. We don't want people coming and quarreling or fighting or something.
Right.
We don't want to hurt anybody. We're trying
It's
to
very,
actually.
very transparent.
Yes, that's why.
Yeah, very transparent.
And only thing is, this card can only be taken so much.
Right.
So the tests listed on the cards are the common tests that people come for.
Yeah,
If there's anything not on these cards and you need the price, feel free to call.
right. Wonderful stuff that
Yeah,
you're doing.
yeah.
It just, it's almost like it kind of teeters on that place of too good to be true. It's
I
just,
know. Exactly.
When I first
Oh,
heard of it, and again, had your staff not been so genuine at that
no,
event,
no.
I
Now
probably
that you
would've-
told me this, I'm reminded when I first started,
Yeah,
and some doctors sent patients here.
yeah.
They went back to the doctor and asked, "Are you sure it's only $45? Or is it only draw fee, stick fee?
right.
And or are they just writing some results, printing out some results and giving to us?" The doctor laughed and said, "That's all you're going to be paying." And they do the genuine tests from genuine labs,
Yeah.
which are nationally accredited, nationally acclaimed labs. So you don't worry about it. I know these people and I know this lab.
Do you get a lot of referrals from doctors?
Yes, I do.
Good.
A lot of them, a lot of them.
Good. Do you think that there's like a good canvas already done of doctors knowing that your
Yeah,
service
only
is out
thing is
there?
that nowadays the doctors are employees of the hospital, so some of them are afraid to even send anybody this side. But they give the option. They don't tell anybody specifically, but they can say that what they say is, I heard them say this. They said that these are other options you have got. Some give them different options.
Right.
Or they can tell you, you don't have to go to the hospital, you can go wherever you like.
Right.
So then they take the hint and then they come.
Right.
Because some of them have friends who already told them about us.
Well, and I had to figure there was something there that would keep them where they have to stay tight-lipped. You know, they
Yeah.
can't share that your services are
Yeah.
out there. But I think it's like this kind of a thing is almost like the pebble in the lake. It's like the ripple and the ripple and the ripple because I know people that are going to find me after this show and say, "Tell me more about this." You know, I didn't catch all that, and they're going to, and that's just going to keep rippling out, and people are going to become aware.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I was so excited that you do have the branch in Porter County, but to know that you're in Michigan City, Chesterton,
Yeah.
and then maybe even you're probably going to maybe head south.
We
All
do,
things going well,
Yes,
you
actually,
know?
I'm going to go to Remington for the first time this
Oh
month.
wow, Remington.
Remington, Indiana.
Yeah.
We go to Francisville.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where I was thinking of.
And I was in Winnemac yesterday.
Wow.
So we go all over the place.
Yeah.
Because most of the small town people don't have these services.
Right.
And they are afraid to drive out of those towns.
Right.
For them, it's like people going from here to Chicago or going to LA.
Right. Right. Right.
You know,
Yeah.
they have the fear of going to big cities or something. So they do not go out of that, their comfort zone.
Well, and I think, well, then too, like, like the whole medical conversation is kind of this shroud of, we're kind of kept in the dark. We're kind of, we just go where we're herded and, we're told this, 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 and you go this, this, this. I mean, you don't think that you have lots of opportunities for different things. So, I think having any control over things. So one of the things that you'd mentioned that I really appreciated was actually having my lab results emailed directly to me.
Yeah.
I felt like finally, or for the first time, that this is in my control. This is my body.
Exactly.
These are my results.
And you can save those results on your computer for
Which
future use.
I have.
And then when you
Which I
go to a
have.
doctor, sometimes
Right.
they want, if you go to a new doctor,
Right.
they want some old reports. You can even come to us. Okay, our reports that we have from the day we opened this place 10 years ago are available to this day. So if
Yeah.
you've ever come and your doctor wants to compare old and new,
Oh,
you
nice.
can come and ask us for those results.
Wow.
But if you also keep your own files,
I do.
well, you can save it on your computer and you can just print it out, take it to your appointment.
Well, it's nice
Yeah.
to be able to compare. For me.
Exactly, you
That's how I
have
felt
to.
about it.
Everybody will.
Yeah. So it's just such a different. It's a different
No,
paradigm.
I've thought about all the practicality
Right.
and the issues that come to people's minds or the importance of having such a record.
Yeah.
So that's why I have it all like this. I made some things like you can just walk in. You don't have to have appointments because nobody likes to have an appointment. You never know. You have an appointment 2 weeks from now, and that day something happens.
Right.
You can't keep your appointment. So I don't want anyone rushing, saying and killing themselves trying to reach on time, because they're running 5 minutes late because of traffic.
Right.
So
Right.
I said, come in whenever you're comfortable. That's it. So that is a very big thing for a lot of people. They appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely.
They tell me, oh, thank God, we don't have to stress ourselves. We can walk in whenever we like. It's fine.
Well, and I have to give a shout or some kudos to the people that are cooperating with you, these other facilities, to allow this to happen
Oh,
within
let me tell you,
theirs. Yeah.
most of these facilities have offered their space free of cost.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
I said most because only recently, I'm going to a new place now.
Yeah.
One of the places I used to go to is sold out. So I had to find an alternative place, and the doctors in the region tried to hunt for some decent place where I can go and set this up.
Yeah.
They couldn't find anywhere, so they were able to get me a library, and they said their rules say if they had to allow a company to come in, you had to pay $35 per day. I said, doesn't matter. $35 is okay. I'm
Yeah.
helping a lot more people. Okay, I'll eat the cost. What else can I do?
Right.
But everywhere else, so far, nobody has charged me a penny because they know what kind of service I'm doing. To the extent, this is another thing that I need to tell you and your listeners. I used to be going to Fagan Pharmacy for all these years.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it all started. And Mr. Fagan was a very nice man, and he really wanted this, and he appreciated it. He gave us a lot of, area, and made sure that his employees cooperated and everything for me, setting up and everything. Now that they are not there, they closed down.
Yeah.
Okay, unfortunately, I had a problem finding alternative locations.
Yeah.
And like they say, one door closes, another opens.
Right.
So a lot of people, when they heard this, they themselves offered their locations.
Wow.
Okay, and one of the most striking thing is that, it's a town or village, I don't know, Francisville.
Yeah.
It's a small town, and their people also don't like to go driving far, and they like this service of mine. So they had their own board meeting, and approved that we use the fire station's conference room. Okay.
I love this.
Yes, they themselves. They never talked to me, never asked me anything.
Right.
They had their own discussion,
Wow.
approved by the board unanimously, and then they even give me a lady to open the door and close it and keep everything ready. So on my own, I said, no, you're going to send somebody to open the door and all. I'll pay for that.
Yeah.
So, and they really didn't ask at all. I said, no, that's not fair. Some lady has to come open the door and close it and all sort, and keep the place clean and whatever.
Right.
So I offered to pay on my own.
You have a big heart.
Yeah, no, you have to. Everybody has a stomach.
Yeah.
They all need to survive. When they're spending some time there, they need to get
I agree with that.
compensated.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Some things, yeah. Those
Yeah,
things.
yeah. I don't believe in making others work for me free. No,
No.
we have to compensate for their effort.
I always think there has to be an even exchange of energy.
Yeah,
So energy can be money. Energy
Yeah.
can be, many things.
exactly.
Do you want to give us a breakdown of where else you are?
Yeah, we go to all these locations. I'm going to read it slowly, but this is there on our website. Okay, every Monday, first and third Monday of the month, we are at Matron Health. The address is 786 McCool Road, Suite 6 in Valparaiso. Zip code is 46386. Second Monday and third Tuesday, we are at Horizon Pharmacy inside Strax and Ventils at 2080 East Commercial at Lowell, Indiana, 46356. Every first Thursday of the month, we are at Francisville Town Hall, which is 122 East Montgomery in Francisville, Indiana, 47946. Every first and third Saturday, we are at Rechic Unique Boutiques, which is 120 8th Avenue, Suite 3, DeMont, Indiana, 46310. And every second and fourth Saturday, we are at Cheston Physical Therapy. Address is 425 Sand Creek Drive North, Suite C in Cheston, Indiana. We also go to Michigan City at Cheston Physical Therapy at 320 Dunes Plaza in Michigan City. The other location is every second Tuesday we go to Ameriprise office. The address is 12 West Davis Street, Hamlet, Indiana, 46532. Every second Wednesday we go to Remington Public Library at 105 North Ohio Street, Remington, Indiana, 47977. And every fourth Thursday, we go to Pearl Street Market, 118 East Pearl Street in Winamac, Indiana, 46996. For most of these places, the timings are the same, 9 to 10:30. The only exception is the library in Remington because they open at 10 o'clock. We will be there from 10 to 11:30.
And then your office here in Highland, what are your
Highland office is open from 7:30 to 5 every day, Monday through Friday. And on Saturdays, it is from 7:30 to 12:30. We prefer that people come half an hour earlier to closing time. So our last draw will be at 4:30 because the pickup guys come at 5.
Ah, gotcha.
On
Okay.
Saturday also, we close at 12:30, but we prefer they come before 12 because the pickup guys come by 12:30 and pick up all the samples.
Gotcha.
So this is in short. At the same time, this was a quick readout. All this information is available on our website,
Yeah.
which is Health Diagnostics NWI.com.
And the office here in Highland is 9003A Indianapolis Boulevard in Highland, Indiana. Again, just south of the expressway,
Yeah, it's
94. So
about 2.5 miles from
Yeah.
South Expressway.
Yeah, and then I want to repeat the phone number here as well, because if someone
Yes.
didn't catch it first go round.
Yeah.
Is area code 219-836-5799. If you're having trouble locating it online or locating the facility, just find me personally too, and I'll be happy to direct
No,
you.
many
there.
times they say Google. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, I get a lot of customers who Google us and say labs in Highland or
Yeah.
in Northwest Indiana, and we are right there on the top.
Oh, wonderful. Good to know.
Yeah,
Are you not paying for that? Because that costs money usually. to
yeah,
get
a
you-
little bit. I think I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah,
It's very nominal.
right.
But every time somebody comes, we do ask how they came to know about us.
Sure.
And sometimes, or many times, they told me that they went on Google.
Yeah, good. And that's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
Whatever gets them through the door.
Yes,
but
yes.
but I think you're right about the word of mouth. And I think, kind of as we're talking, my mental juices are going to of places that I'm connected to in various communities that I'll probably be connecting some dots after our interview today so that you get some more
I
exposure. out
appreciate your
there.
effort to try to spread the word.
You know what? It's the right thing to do.
Yeah,
the
because
right
if you can
thing to
save
do.
some people money,
Right, right,
you're saving some people's families
right.
because they don't have to spend so much unnecessarily.
Well, and,
By paying
and
such high amounts, we are paying for the big buildings the hospitals are making.
exactly, and
I know they have
exactly.
more overhead costs. They have to be very
They
fair to
do.
them too.
They do.
They have high overhead costs, no doubt. But then if
If I didn't think that the profit margins are
yeah,
obscene to me.
exactly, that's what
You know,
it is.
that's where I struggle.
Yeah,
So
it shouldn't be a sin to fall ill.
no,
It almost appears that way because when people fall ill, they think they are cursed.
right,
And just because somebody gets an illness doesn't mean they have to suffer all their lives or go file bankruptcy. Almost all the people who have filed bankruptcy are because of big medical bills.
that is yes. My brother's a very big bankruptcy attorney. He can
Yes.
attest to that as well. It is crippling, and I think
Yeah.
you look at that whole big picture, and I can't imagine that it's ever going to go back to where it was.
I don't
before
know.
why would it?
I know.
It's like now that they're functioning with the large deductibles that people have to bear and the copays and all of the things that made such shifting. Why would they put it back to where it works more for the consumer? Because people that are gleaning all that
Those are in the insurance industry are there to make the money.
exactly, and they're not going to stop doing that. It's almost like I don't care what changes for us
Yeah.
politically or in those kind of conversations. That's
Such people don't have a heart.
No,
They only
they
worry
don't.
about their pocket.
Exactly. Exactly. And not exclusive, of course, there are probably people up there that, that have.
Yeah, I mean, exceptions are always there.
Yeah. But I
Exceptions
think,
are always there. You're going to find a lot of good people. And actually, there are a lot of good people doing a lot of things when you see watch on television.
yeah.
There are a lot of people doing unique things and trying to help the community in their own way, in their own little way. Even from
Yes.
little kids
Yes.
to some, there are a lot of people doing such a lot of things. What I'm doing is nothing, but this is my little way of contributing to the community.
This is a big thing. Look at all these facilities that you're out at. I had no idea. Obviously, I was just kind of looking for the Porter County for my son, but all of these places that have opened doors and let you come in, and the fact that that you're so selfless. That you say, I'm going to take my staff. We're going to go to these remote locations that are so far from your front door to service these people in the air anywhere.
And not only that, let me tell you,
Tell me.
rain, wind, or shine, we've made it there.
Wow. Wow.
And sometimes the weather has been so bad,
I can't.
we've
Yeah.
taken a chance.
Right.
And every one of us sees so many trucks and cars in the ditches,
Right.
but life goes on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Right.
if we are afraid of things, we can never survive.
Right. Exactly. Something's going to bite you because you've been afraid of it.
So
Yeah, I agree.
the power above is going to look after us. Don't worry.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we keep going.
Yeah.
We've gone. I don't think we've ever canceled any location
Wow.
because people are waiting there.
Right. Right. And because it's not, remote locations that you're servicing are not an everyday thing. Like Highland, if you don't make it today, well, I can make it tomorrow and possibly the next
yeah.
day. But, obviously, if you've got to hit it the first or the third and you've got to get your lab work done, like doctors saying that it takes, 24, 48 hours to get your results. And if it's not culture, you've got to get time for your doctor to get that lab work before you walk in the door for him to have it.
Many times, that's why, even though there's bad weather, unfortunately, we did have to close on a few days over here
Yeah.
because roads are so icy and everything.
Oh, right.
So on such days, even patients won't be coming.
Right.
But even then, many times we have taken chances
Right.
and at least had skeleton staff. Like she was sitting here one day because she somehow made it in the morning.
Wow.
And so she sat here, answered the calls, sent out reports, things like that. Because we understand somebody may have a doctor's appointment, somebody may have some surgery they have to go to,
Right.
and the doctor has to decide on the basis of the report whether the patient is fit for surgery or not. So, looking into all those aspects of this, we try to give them results as quickly as possible.
Well, it is refreshing to get to explore a little bit more and to get more insight as to what drives you and what gets you.
God.
Yeah, well,
That's all.
and then some. Because a lot of folks are connected there, but they don't have the vision and the selflessness that you have, and you maintain. It's very rare.
And another thing that I didn't touch upon is that when some people have been bedridden,
Yeah.
we've gone to their houses and drawn blood because the doctor wanted it. Sometimes the doctors themselves call us.
Wow.
Sometimes their family calls us, says, "Oh, my mom is quite old; she can't come." Some people say, "Oh, it costs us so much to have to get a ride with some company to bring,
Right.
in a medical ambulance or something, or a medical vehicle." So we said, "No, don't worry, we'll come," and we go and do it.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's unheard of. That is just, that's not anything that you can find anywhere else. I mean,
we try.
Yeah.
And again, sometimes the Nurses Association, VNA,
Yeah,
they send people to us saying, "Can you go and do this? Can you?" So word of mouth has really helped.
Yeah, I guess they would because that's hospice. Yeah, I'm affiliated with an organization that we're doing a fundraiser this weekend for that organization. So, have you thought about doing any fundraising?
Well, no, I'm not. And I have not called myself a not-for-profit because of the hassles that you have to go through.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, people told me for what I'm doing, I should be a not-for-profit.
That's what I was
said,
thinking.
No, honestly, we do make some profit. And so that'll be a misnomer if I said I'm a not-for-profit and make some money.
Well, and they're going to watch that. You
know.
you go through that.
So
the whole
I'm not worried
not-for-profit
about
thing.
that. We'll pay our due taxes, doesn't matter.
Yeah. What do you see coming in the future for your organization?
Well, all depends on how these rules change. The medical, with the government changing new rules, insurance companies changing new rules. As of now, things are bad. Every year, the deductibles are very high.
Yes.
This year, I think last year and this year have been very high. People have minimum $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 deductibles.
Yep.
And so they can't, the insurance doesn't pay anything until they've met the deductibles.
Right.
So those are the kinds of people who have the chance to come to us.
Right.
And nowadays I heard from doctors in other places that the insurance companies have even sent them notice that they would not pay people who went to the hospital because the hospital rates are very high and the insurance companies want them to go to a third party.
Oh, my.
Yes, that I've been told by quite a few people.
You know what? I got to tell you, I'm happy about that
Yes.
in a weird kind of way.
Yeah, in a weird way, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So
it's
because the
almost
insurance
like-
also knows that people like us exist somewhere or other.
Right.
And that we can do it at a cheaper price and they won't have to pay all this big money.
Right.
So,
Wow.
so that's something new. It's not exactly new. It's been there
Yeah.
for about a year.
Right.
So I heard from many doctors who said they got notices that this is what's going to happen.
Well, and I think obviously that's almost like it turns upon its own self. It's kind of like almost catching itself. But so I think the word of mouth. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
the way to
all.
do it.
Because people have been here and are satisfied.
Right.
They go excited. They say, "Oh my God, I'm going to send some friends of mine and this, that, the other."
Yeah.
I say they're most welcome.
It's amazing. Just amazing. And I'm happy and feel blessed that I found it as a resource.
No, I have got good staff who are very
you
friendly
do.
with the people,
Right.
and they like that too.
Do you?
That's a
I
big
mean,
plus.
any hopes of doing another full-time facility or?
Only thing is, I should be able to maintain it. If I can't be in 2-3 places one time.
Oh,
And
there's
once they're
only one
not
of you.
there,
Right.
see, even if it's a small outfit,
Yeah.
it's better that it is in better control.
Right.
If something is somewhere else and when you're not there, people misuse their, liberty that I give them, or other things happen, then I'll unnecessarily be stressing myself too much.
Okay. Well, that's not. Yeah, that's not.
It doesn't matter because the aim is not to make big money anyway.
No, and I don't think of it to make big money because
Yeah.
that's pretty clear. That's not where you're coming from. But it's almost like, to me, it's like something so genuine, that
that's why-
needs to get more people,
Yeah.
and more people.
No, that's
need
why
to
we
be
go to
served.
these locations at least to
Right.
help those people who cannot come out
Right.
or who are not comfortable driving so far away.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a saying, I don't know if you heard this, but it says, if Muhammad God cannot go to the mountain goes to Muhammad.
Yes, I have heard that.
Have you
yeah.
heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something like that. So if they can't come to us, we try to go to
Right.
them.
Try to go them. Well, and
Because the whole objective is to help the people
Right.
in whatever way we can. At least, of course, we can't do financially, but if not in cash, at least in kind,
right.
by doing the service. Because I told you, service to man is service to God.
Right.
If it's going to help somebody, save somebody's life, we're going to go there and do it. They all know that because it's the sincerity of purpose that I've learned. When you do something, don't do it half-heartedly.
Right. Yes, I
You
agree
have
with
to
that.
do everything with sincerity of purpose.
Yeah.
What does this patient need? They need blood work done. Well, no matter what, we'll do it. Sometimes they have difficult sticks. We had to go with that and still.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you see that.
Many times. We have those challenges every day.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
Yeah. See?
Only curiosity, I think, about another full-time or another facility like this is an afternoon kind of service.
We are already here all day.
No, I know, but like any other remote, having afternoon services for folks, because I know you're probably able to staff them in the mornings.
No, that's true. Good question. The reason is most of these tests require fasting. So nobody's going to fast that long.
Oh,
So
well,
that's why we go to all these locations early in the morning.
yeah.
Now, these two locations where we have to go at 10 o'clock to the libraries is really uncomfortable for me because I don't think people are going to wait that long.
Oh, is that funny? Well, I guess it depends on
There are
everybody's
very
schedule.
few people who can fast.
Yeah.
There are times we see people who say, oh, I didn't have my coffee. If I don't have my coffee in the morning, I'm not myself.
Yeah. Right. Well, they're probably not.
Yeah. So
I just, you know what, what comes to mind is like my son is like, when we're going to bring him in there on Monday, that's when he's in the middle of his sleep because he works till 3 o'clock in the morning.
See?
So for him, that fast is going to be really hard for him.
Yeah. No, but since he works nights, his body clocks are very different.
It's very different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's probably the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
you're
So
probably-
anyhow, if they have 6 to 8 hours of fasting, it's good enough.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 12 hours.
No, 6 to 8 is good enough.
He's going to thank you.
Yeah, nowadays, some doctors in some organizations are not even asking for fasting.
Really?
Yeah, because for glucose, suppose at a fast,
Yeah.
they are now saying they're going to the A1C test.
Sure, which is
hemoglobin
a
A1C.
90-day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you just binged.
And there are other doctors who have expressed this in lectures and so on and so forth.
Sure.
That even I got a printed notice one time from somebody that don't ask them to fast.
Yeah.
And main thing is by fasting, you're just trying to please yourself because you're going to get lesser numbers. But they want to know at a given time how you are.
Right. Like a snapshot.
Yeah. So just because you fasted, your sugar levels are going to go low or your cholesterol is going to go low. But at other times, levels are quite high.
Right.
So they have ways to make out that. So they don't want people to fast anymore.
Very interesting.
Yeah. But it depends on the doctor.
Right.
Yeah. Old school, they'll still say fast.
Yeah.
And newer people say no need to fast.
Well, so it doesn't, the fasting will affect the A1C, or not the A1C,
Not
but blood
the-
sugar
Yeah, blood sugar, sometimes the cholesterol too.
and the cholesterol.
Yeah.
Got it. But 8 hours, that's a whole big difference,
Yeah.
versus 12 hours.
Yeah,
So, yeah, good to know.
If they don't have anything after dinner
Yeah,
and they just come in the morning, that's good enough.
right.
Because not everybody sleeps 12 hours. 6 to 8 hours.
No, true. Very true.
So that's why.
I have to tell you, I'm surprised by the way that you've expanded. The areas that you're covered. I don't think I didn't remember seeing all this on the website, but I was just looking for my own.
Okay.
For my own
All right.
purposes. Is your rate card also online on the
But
website? The
Rate
rates?
card also is there on the
Good.
locations only.
Right.
If you click on the location, the whole thing comes.
Got it.
Okay.
So good to know. So anyone kind of checking if you have doctor's orders, or you're just thinking you want to get general blood work done, and you
Yeah.
don't want to have to go through the expense of convenience of the doctor.
And not only that, even if they're fit, sometimes a lot of people live in denial. They think they're fit, nothing will happen to them.
Right.
And then that's when you get surprising, results sometimes and surprises. So it's always a good idea in this modern era to be proactive.
Without question.
Go ahead and at least once a year, I tell people at least around their birthday, remember that.
Yeah.
Around their birthday, come and have a blood test.
Right.
And if you're not so well, if it's something like you have a thyroid disease or you got diabetes, you are required to have these at least done once in 3 months. And in between that, anything else that you need is based upon your doctor and you judge.
Wow, I love it. This is definitely going to put a lot of people in more control of their own health, their own bodies, and no matter whatever your income is for your family, doesn't really matter. Best to keep your family money with your family. I'm more of that. You know, use it to empower your life and your kids' life and anybody else you love, as opposed to putting into coffers of somebody different.
Yeah, and trying to prevent bankruptcies too.
Yeah, right. Well, and I'm sorry for my brother.
I know. That's
So
what
he
I'm saying.
survives with that, but there are other reasons. So I want to thank everybody who's been tuning in. We've had a wonderful interview with Dr. Dharla. You've been listening to WVLP at 103.1 FM. Also live streaming at wvlp.org. And I want to thank again the show's
How
underwriter.
often does this come on the
I'll give you that information once we're done with the show.
Okay.
I want to thank our show's underwriter, Ryan Eberhardt from Diamond Residential Mortgage. Ryan, thank you so much for supporting the show on community radio. Ryan does an exceptional job of servicing his clients, and his office is located conveniently on Route 30 in Valparaiso at 350 Northland Drive. His direct phone line is area code 219-707-8429. Thank you so much, and thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thank you, Terry.
Have a great week.
You did a great job, and thank your company for spreading the word.
Sounds good. We'll do more of the same.
Thank you.